Okay, we are going to go to our next video here, or first, depending on what order you're in. This is on segmented worms, all right? So these are the second most simple organism, not as simple as the sponges, but the next one. So we're going to go on from here. We got a couple pictures. We got an earthworm there. Sorry for the other picture. And then we got the leeches. Okay, so worms and leeches, nasty little critters, blood sucking. Sometimes they're used for medicine, as you see right there. But that's what they are. They are part of the segmented worm classification. So here's some notes on there. This is what you'll need to know for each one of them. Here's the characteristics. Okay, tube, long tube-like body divided into segments. These segments are why they're called segmented worms. You can see them from this picture here. Different little sections there. Okay, those are the segments. Now, these are the simplest organisms with a true nervous system and contain blood vessels, or blood in their vessels. Okay, so organism with a nervous system, that simply means that they can actually feel stuff, pain, touch, all that kind of stuff. So they know exactly where they're going. Where the sponges could not feel anything, the segmented worms can. Okay, it also means that they must have some kind of brain-ish type thing to control these nervous systems, and they also have blood. All right, long digestive tube runs down the length of the worm's inner body. So in other words, they have a mouth and a butt. I mean, no other way to put it. Sorry about that, but food goes in, travels down the tube, food comes out. Or not food anymore at that point, but still. All right, examples. We have earthworms. We have leeches. That's it. Earthworms and leeches. Those are the two different examples that you may know about and have seen. All right, they have to stay in moist places. Okay, most of them are in water. If they don't have this moisture on their body, they will dry out and die. That's why you see a bunch of little shriveled up earthworms on the concrete, because they didn't make it back in time. There's the picture. Movement. Several layers of muscles and hair-like bristles on the segments that help to anchor the worm into the soil as it moves, okay? If you've ever tried to pick a worm out of dirt, out of the soil, you grab one end and try to pull, it's not exactly easy. You'd think it would just slide right out. Those bristles and those muscles are strong, and they can hold the worm inside of the dirt very well, kind of the way like vines work in trees. They get stuck on there pretty good. As I said before, food enters one end and is processed as it moves through the digestive tract. Comes in, goes out. That's pretty much all there is to that. All right, worms take in dissolved oxygen through water on their skin. Okay, so another reason why they need to remain moist, not just they dry out, they literally would suffocate if this water ever were to not be on their skin, because they can't get the oxygen out of that moisture. So remember those bristle hair-like structures we talked about? That's just a very microscopic view of that. Okay. They can regenerate. That's a defensive adaptation. Adaptation is something you do to survive. Okay. They can regrow both ends if torn apart. All right. So a lot of people will have these things called worm beds that they actually grow worms in, and have more and sell them for fishing bait. What they'll do is they'll go through and every now and then they'll open up the tank and literally break the worms apart, tear them apart, because you're going to get two worms from doing that. They'll regenerate and become two worms instead of one. Head and back look alike, so predators are fooled. Bite off the tail instead of the head. And hair-like structures, the setae, help the whole worm in the soil so it's hard to pull out. Again, those are those setae, however you want to pronounce it, that grab onto the dirt and make it very hard. So you can't see it when you look at a worm, but that's what it looks like through the microscope. We don't have video. That's the last one. Okay. So worms are very short. I'm going to try to find some stuff. I know our textbook has videos on the worms, but that's really all there is to it. You have the earthworms and you have the leeches. Let me go to the very first picture here. There we go. Those are your segmented worms, guys. Remember that they have those segments, they have a nervous system, and they contain blood vessels. That's pretty much all you really need to know about them. All right, and we're going to finish this video up, and you will need this information for whenever you create either just own slide or your own notes or whatever we may end up do. But that's what we're going to work on. Okay, guys? So close this one out. Move on to the next video.